The Turangalîla-Symphonie is a large-scale piece of orchestral music by Olivier Messiaen. It was written from 1946 to 1948 on a commission by Serge Koussevitzky for the Boston Symphony Orchestra. The premiere was in Boston on 2 December 1949, conducted by Leonard Bernstein. The commission did not specify the duration, orchestral requirements or style of the piece, leaving the decisions to the composer. Koussevitzky was billed to conduct the premiere, but fell ill, and the task fell to the young Bernstein. Bernstein has been described as the ideal conductor for it, and it made Messiaen's name more widely known. Yvonne Laurier, who later became Messiaen's second wife, was the piano soloist, and Ginette Martineau played the Onze Martineau for the first and several subsequent performances. From 1953, Yvonne's sister Jean Laurier was the Onze Martineau player in many performances and recordings. Concept. While most of Messiaen's compositions are religious in inspiration, at the time of writing the symphony the composer was fascinated by the myth of Tristan and Isolde, and the Turangalîla-Symphonie forms the central work in his trilogy of compositions concerned with the themes of romantic love and death. The other pieces are Harawi for piano with soprano and Synchrony chants for unaccompanied choir. It is considered a 20th-century masterpiece, and a typical performance runs around 80 minutes in length. When asked about the meaning of the work's duration in its 10 movements and the reason for the use of the Onze Martineau, Messiaen simply replied, "It's a love song." Although the concept of a rhythmic scale corresponding to the chromatic scale of pitches occurs in Messiaen's work as early as 1944, in the Van Gt Regards sur l'enfant J acute sus, the arrangement of such durations into a fixed series occurs for the first time in the opening episode of the movement Turangalîla II in this work, and is an important historical step toward the concept of integral serialism. The title of the work and those of its movements were a late addition to the project, chosen after Messiaen made a list of the work's movements. He described the name in his letters from 1947–1948. He derived the title from two Sanskrit words, Turanga and Leela, which roughly translate into English as love song and hymn of joy, time, movement, rhythm, life and death, and described the joy of Turangalîla as superhuman, overflowing, dazzling and abandoned. Messiaen revised the work in 1990. Instrumentation. The piece is scored for solo piano and Onze Martineau, woodwind, piccolo, 2 flutes, 2 oboes anglais, 2 clarinets, bass clarinet, 3 bassoons, brass, 4 horns, 3 trumpets, 1 trumpet in D, cornet, 3 trombones, 1 tuba. At least 8 and up to 11 percussionists playing, vibraphone, keyed mallet glockenspiels, triangle, temple blocks and woodblock, cymbals, tam-tam, tambourine, maracas, snare drum, provençal tabor, bass drum, and tubular bells, celesta and strings. The demanding piano part includes several solo cadenzas. Cyclic themes. In writing about the work, Messiaen identified 4 cyclic themes that reappear throughout. There are other themes specific to each movement. In the score the themes are numbered, but in later writings he gave them names to make them easier to identify, without intending the names to have any other literary meaning. Structure. The work is in 10 movements linked by the common themes identified above, and other musical ideas. Introduction. Modere and PEUVIF. A curtain raiser, introducing the statue theme and the flower theme, followed by the body of the movement, which superimposes 2 ostinato groups with rhythmic punctuations. A reprise of the statue theme closes the introduction. Chant d'amour 1. Modere, lured. After an atonal introduction, this movement is built on an alternation of a fast and passionate theme dominated by the trumpets, and a soft and gentle theme for the strings and ons. Turangalîla 1. Presque lent Reva. 3 themes are stated, one starting with a solo clarinet, the second for low brass and strings, and the third a sinuous theme on the woodwinds. The movement then develops and, later, overlaps the themes, with the addition of a new rhythm in the percussion. Chant d'amour 2. Bien modere, introduced by a scherzo for piccolo and bassoon. This movement is in 9 sections, some of which recall and develop music heard earlier. A calm coda in A major brings it to a close. Joie du sang des étoiles. VIF. Passionné avec joie, a frenetic dance whose main theme is a fast variant of the statue theme. For Messiaen, it represented the union of two lovers seen as a transformation on a cosmic scale. The dance is interrupted by a shattering piano cadenza before a brief orchestral coda. Jardin du Samil d'amour. Très modéré, très tender. The first full rendition of the love theme in the strings and ons is accompanied by idealized birdsong played by the piano, and by other orchestral coloristic effects. According to Messiaen, the two lovers are enclosed in love's sleep. A landscape comes out from them. Turangalîla 2. Un peuvif, bien modéré, a completely atonal movement that is intended to invoke terror, with a predominant role for the percussion ensemble. Développement d'amour, bien modéré. For Messiaen, the title can be considered in 2 ways. For the lovers, it is terrible. United by the love passion, they are trapped in a passion growing to the infinite. Musically, this is the work's development section. Turangalîla 3. Bien modéré, a theme is introduced by the woodwind. A 5-part percussion ensemble introduces a rhythmic series that then sustains a set of superimposed variations on the woodwind theme. Final, modéré, presque vif, avec une grande joie, a movement is in sonata form. A brass fanfare, coupled with a fast variation of the love theme, is developed and leads to a long coda. A final version of the love theme played fortissimo by the entire orchestra. The work ends on an enormous chord of F-sharp major. In Messiaen's words, glory and joy without end. The composer's initial plan was for a symphony in the conventional 4 movements which eventually became numbers chapter 1, 4, 6, and 10. Next, he added the 3 Turangalîla movements which he originally called Talus, a reference to the use of rhythm in Indian classical music. Finally, the 2nd, 5th, and 8th movements were inserted. Early on, Messiaen authorized separate performance of movements 3, 4, and 5 as 3 Talus, but later came to disapprove of the performance of extracts. Recordings. Roger de Saumieri, Orchestre National de la Radio Télévision Française, Yvonne Laurier and Ginette Martineau, ENA 1950 live. Hans Rosbo, SWF Symphonie et Orchestre Baden-Baden, Yvonne Laurier and Ginette Martineau, Wergo 1951. Maurice Leroux, Orchestre National de la RTF, Yvonne Laurier and Jean Laurier, Vega Accord 1961. Jean Fornet, Netherlands Radio Philharmonic, Yvonne Laurier and Jean Laurier, Q-Disc 1967 live. Seiji Ozawa, Toronto Symphony Orchestra, Yvonne Laurier and Jean Laurier, RCA 1967. André Previn, London Symphony Orchestra, Michel Beroff and Jean Laurier, EMI 1977. Louise Lafromant, Orchestre Symphonique de RTL, Yvonne Laurier and Jean Laurier, Fallen 1982 live. ESA-Pekka Salonen, Philharmonia Orchestra, Paul Crossley and Tristan Murrell, CBS, Sony 1985. Simon Rattle, City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra, Orchestra, Peter Donahoe and Tristan Murrell, Emmy 1986. Young Wunschung Orchestra de l'Opéra Bastille, Yvonne Laurier and Jean Laurier, Deutsche Grammophon 1990. Riccardo Chailly, Royal Concertgebouw Orchestra, Jean-Yves Thibaudet and Takashi Harada, Decca 1992. Marek Janowski, Orchestra Philharmonique de Radio France, Roger Muraro and Valérie Harmon Claverie, RCA 1992. Jean-Pascal Tortelier, BBC Philharmonic, Howard Shelley and Valérie Harmon Claverie, Chandos 1998. Anthony Witt, Polish National Radio Symphony Orchestra, François Weigel and Thomas Bloch, Naxos December 1998, CD 8.554478-9. Hans Vonk, St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, Gary Colson and Jean Laurendeau, Pentatone 1999 live. Kent Nagano, Berliner Philharmoniker, Pierre-Laurent Aimard and Dominique Kim, Teldec 2000 live. Noriko Imori, Tokyo Symphony Orchestra, Kazuoki Fuji and Takashi Harada, Canyon 2001. Ryusuke Numajiri, Japan Philharmonic Orchestra, Hishiro Nodera and Takashi Harada, Exton 2002 live. Thierry Fisher, BBC National Orchestra of Wales, Roger Muraro and Jacques Chambertin, BBC Music 2006 live. Hiroyuki Iwaki, Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, Kaori Kimura, Takashi Harada, ABC Classics 2007. Sylvain Camberling, SWR Sinfonie Orchestra Baden-Baden und Freiburg, Roger Muraro and Valérie Harmon Claverie, Hansler 2008. Guangzhou Mena, Bergen Philharmonic Orchestra, Stephen Osborne and Cynthia Miller, Hyperion 2012. Anu Lintup, Finnish Radio Symphony Orchestra, Angela Hewitt and Valérie Harmon Claverie, Ondine 2014. Jan Latham Koenig is the only person to have performed the Turangalîla Symphony as the pianist, and then later conduct the work.